So in the last lecture we have gone through the concept of transient response analysis. In the transient response analysis we have taken the order of the system. Okay, so as we have discussed earlier also, what is the order of the system? This is the highest power of s which present in the denominator of the transfer function, or the highest power of s present in your characteristic equation is nothing but the order of the system. So depending upon your system, it will be first order, second order, third order and fourth order, or so on. So we will be classifying first order systems, second order system, and higher than second order system, that is third, fourth and fifth order system will be considered as a higher order system. Okay, so we have done analysis for each and every order system with the different types of input. So in the previous lecture we have gone through the first order system. In the first order system we have given Rs is equal to 1s, that is nothing but the step input, okay, unit step input, and we have derived the equation of C of t. Okay, so if I am plotting the value of C of t with respect to various value of t, okay, so we have summarized all these things, that is C of t and the value we have given. Okay, so that was a part of your homework, and if you plot it like this, okay, so you need to plot it over here, whatever the answers are coming, Ct with respect to t, okay, whatever the value of Ct and whatever the value t, tau, 2 tau, okay, and this is nothing but the reference value. Okay, so what are this waveform will be coming, we will be discussing in a doubt testing class. Okay, then we have gone for the concept of finding out error. So ET is nothing but the error is nothing but the difference between your reference input and your actual output, RT minus CT. So what we have got, ET is equal to e raised to minus t by tau. Okay, similarly for the ESS is equal to limit t tends to infinity e of t. So it will be limit t tends to infinity e of minus tau by t by tau. So ES is equal to 0. So ideally, mathematically, answer are proving that there will be error over here, but at steady state it will be 0. Okay, so you can see ESS is equal to 0. What we have concluded over here is, if you are having a first order system and it is undergone with your step input, unit step input, it will be having steady state error is equal to 0, and the value of the error is nothing but ET is equal to E minus T upon tau. Tau is nothing but the coefficient of S in the forward path transfer function. Okay, so next we will be taking first order system with the ramp input. Okay, so I am writing it over here. Okay, so I am writing it over here. For ramp input, Rs is equal to 1 upon S square. Okay, similarly I am taking the same system which is having 1 upon S tau. Over here it will be plus minus Cs Rs. Okay, we have derived the transfer functions, so I am writing directly over here. Cs upon Rs is equal to 1 upon S tau plus 1. We want to find out C of t. Okay, and here the value of Rs is equal to what? 1 upon S square. Why it is 1 upon S square? Because it is a ramp input. So I will Cs, Rs is multiplying over here. So the value of Rs is nothing but 1 upon S square upon 1 upon S tau plus 2. Okay, I need to find out C of t. That means I have to take the inverse Laplace. But before that, taking the inverse Laplace, we'll be having two terms. So we need to take the help of partial fraction. So in order to find out the partial fraction, I will be having this formula. In your maths, you are having this formula. So I am just writing it over here. E upon S square upon B upon S plus C upon S tau plus 1. Okay, so you need to solve this coefficient A, B and C, partial fraction as A, B and C, you have to solve it. Okay, so by mathematical operation you have to solve it and you have to submit it in the homework itself. So if I am solving it, I will be getting A is equal to 1, B is equal to minus tau and C is equal to Z square, tau square. Okay, C is equal to tau square. Now putting this value, Cs is equal to A, that is nothing but 1 upon S square, plus B minus tau upon S plus c, that is nothing but tau square upon s tau plus 1. Okay, so here if I am taking the inverse Laplace, this will be t only. Okay, over here it will be 1 upon s, tau into 1 upon s is nothing but 1. Okay, over here you will be having another term. It should be like s plus a something. So whatever I will do, I will divide it by t square, or let us say t. So I am writing it over here again. So minus tau upon 1 upon s plus 1 tau I am taking as it is. Okay, then dividing the tau over here. Okay, so it will be s plus 1 tau. So this will be s plus a. I am taking the inverse Laplace. So it will be 1 upon s square t minus tau into 1 upon s. It is nothing but 1 plus tau. Okay, answer is e raised to minus t by tau, because 1 upon s plus a is equal to inverse Laplace of this is minus e raised to minus t by a. Okay, so it will be this. So this is nothing but your c of t. So for the ramp input we have got the value of c of t over here. Okay, similarly we can find out the error. So here et is equal to rt, et is equal to rt minus ct. What is rt? It is nothing but t. I am writing in a time domain because it is a ramp input. It will be t minus ct. What is ct? T minus tau plus tau into e raised to minus t by tau. Okay, so if I am opening the bracket, this is going to be cancelled out. So there will be a minus minus plus tau minus tau e raised to minus t by tau. Taking common quantity as a tau, it will be 1 minus tau, 1 minus e raised to minus t by. So this will be e of t. Bracket over. Then I need to find out ESS. What is the formula for ESS? ESS is equal to limit t tends to infinity. Whatever the value of e of t is there, you need to write it. So if I am applying limit t tends to infinity and the value of this error tau 1 minus e raised to minus t by tau. So the value of, if I am applying limit over here, so it will be 1 minus 0. So it will be tau. So ESS will be tau. What does that mean? Even if I am applying ramp input to the system, so it will be looking like this. Okay, so we will be getting the error. અહીંયા ESS કેટલી રહેશે? Tau times s. Okay. Previously in your step input, we are getting the error is equal to 0. Over here error, steady state error, we are getting tau. Okay, the third one I will take impulse input. Right now I am taking a first order system only. Third one I will be taking impulse input. Okay, if I am taking impulse input, that means RS is equal to 1. Unit impulse input I am talking about. So as we all know that CS upon RS for the previous system was nothing but 1 upon S tau plus 1. Okay, CS 1 into S tau up plus 1. RS value 1 che, so that's why I am taking it as it is. Now we want to find out the value of C of t. But again that should be in terms of a s plus a term. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to multiply and divide it by tau in order to get this. Okay, if I am doing so, it will be s plus 1 upon tau. Okay, and we have another term, that is 1 upon tau, because we are multiplying and dividing by tau. Okay, so you will be having C of t 1 upon tau. It will be s plus a e raised to minus t by tau. Okay, C of t we have got. Similarly we can find out E of t. E of t is equal to RT minus CT. So it will be, what is RT? We are getting infinite. Okay, infinite minus something. infinite માંથી ગમે એટલું બાદ કરો, you will be having infinite only. Okay, why it is infinite? Because it is a impulse input. Okay, so et is equal to infinite. Okay, so this is there regarding your impulse input. Impulse input error is infinite for the first order system, so this is not going to be stable. If it is not stable, we don't need to find out the value of steady state error. Okay, so this is regarding your first order system analysis. So it might happen that in your examination it can be asked in this manner, explain first order transient response of a first order system by deriving the value of C of t by applying step input, ramp input and impulse input. Okay, so you need to complete this with the help of examples also. Done. So this is regarding your first order system. Now we are going to go for the another system, that is your second order system. Okay, so what is actually the second order system? So the highest power of s which is present in a denominator of your transfer function or the characteristic equation is nothing but your second order system. Okay, so second order system is order of the system. So we need to find out the second order system. That means there will be s square plus something into s plus some constant is equal to 0. So this kind of a term are nothing but the second order system, but we need to generalize it. Okay, so it might happen that you will be having some real roots, you will be having some positive real, positive real, negative real roots, you will be having a complex conjugate roots. Okay, so it might happen that the roots will be a different one. So for that condition, what we have to do, we have to make it generalized. Okay, so right now I am taking one system in which we are having the system like this, k upon s into s tau plus 1. This for your just analysis only, plus minus rs cs. Okay, so if I will finding out cs upon rs, cs upon rs is equal to gs upon 1 plus gs into hs. So it will be 1 plus k upon s into s tau plus 1 into 1. So it will be your k upon s into s tau plus 1 divided by s into s tau plus 1 plus k divided by s into s tau plus. This is going to be cancelled out, so it will be k upon s square into tau plus s plus k. Cs upon rs. Okay, highest power of s over here is a second order system. So what we have to do, we need to have systems. This system is nothing but your second order system. But before that, what we have to take care, we have to take care the coefficient of the highest power of s should be 1. It should be 1 over here, but over here it is tau. So what you have to do, we have to divide this equation by tau in the numerator as well as the denominator. So it will be 1 upon tau s square plus 1 upon tau into s plus 1 upon tau into k. Okay, now this will be the equation. So this will be the perfectly said that it is second order system equation. Okay, now I want to go in a generalized manner, because there are some quantities which are actually coming into the picture whenever we need to analyze the second order system. So the standard form of your second order system is given as cs upon rs is equal to omega n square. What is omega n square? And another terms we will discuss it later. Omega n square upon s square plus 2 zeta omega n into s plus omega n square. Okay, what is this? It is standard form of second order control system. Okay, standard form. Now we need to find out what is omega n and what is zeta, because these two terms are new. Okay, so generally first I will do, I will compare this equation and this equation. Okay, so this is nothing but omega n square. This is the last part I am taking. Okay, so it is nothing but k upon z. Okay, so omega n is equal to k upon tau, sorry, k upon tau. Okay, and we need to find out what is zeta. So the middle term I will analyze. So it will be 2 zeta omega n is equal to 1 upon tau. Coefficient of s is nothing but 1 upon. So zeta is equal to 1 upon 2 omega n into tau. Omega n value we have found out. It is nothing but 1 upon 2 under root k upon tau into tau. So these two things are coming right now, zeta and omega n. So what is zeta and omega n? Okay, for that we are drawing the waveform again. So what is the waveform? Let us say your output will be looking like this. You will be having a reference input and your output is like this. Okay, after some time your system is being stable. Okay, but we are interested in this. This is your transient response. So we will be having some frequency of oscillations over here also. Now what is actually happening in your closed loop control system? Your system is actually giving the output as per the reference input. It might happen that your actual output without closed loop control system will be a different one. Suppose कोई एक मोटर मैं चलाऊँ छू तो एना rated RPM है 4000 RPM. So if I am applying, if I am not using in a closed loop manner, so what it will do? It will give 4000 RPM. Now I am applying closed loop strategy over here, and then I am running this motor to 2000 RPM. Okay, so our reference input is now 2000 RPM. Previously, what that motor was running running at 4000 RPM. Now there is a change in the system. Every system has its tendency, whether it has a physical, means whether it be a human being or any particular system which is present in our day-to-day life, they will be having tendency to oppose that particular change in its behavior. એટલે પહેલા 4000 આવતું હતું અને પછી સીધું 2000 આવ્યું, so it will change. Okay, so this system parameters are going to change the going to oppose the change in the behavior of the system. So we will be having some terms associated with your opposition. It is zeta. Okay, in simple words, every system has its own tendency to oppose something. Now if the system is having that tendency is measured by some factor. So this factor is nothing but your zeta. Okay, and if suppose there is a no tendency, તમારી પાસે એવી ટેન્ડન્સી જ નથી કે તમે એને અપોઝ કરવાના હો તો તમારી ટેન્ડન્સી 0 થઈ ગઈ. If your tendency is 0, that means you are not opposing, you are giving the right to flow the system as it is. Okay, over here there will be some oscillations. That means amuk output ma oscillations આવે છે. Now that system has capability to oppose this oscillation. The system is having capability to oppose the oscillation. એટલે oppose કરશે, oppose કરીને પછી શું કરશે, એને die out કરશે. That tendency is known as your zeta. એ કેટલા ફેક્ટર થી થાય છે? So that is factor is measured in terms of a zeta. Now if the system does not have an ability to oppose the oscillations, આ ઓસિલેશન ને અપોઝ જ નહીં કરશે એટલે શું થશે? આ તો અપોઝ કર્યું એટલે ઓછા થયા. If it is not opposing, that means this oscillations remains continue. અહીંયાથી આ ચાલતા જ રહેશે. Okay, if the oscillations are continue, that means these oscillations are running at particular frequency. Okay, that frequency is nothing but your omega n. That frequency is nothing but your omega n. આ frequency નથી, આની frequency નથી. કઈ frequency છે કે જો આ ઓસિલેશન્સ કન્ટિન્યુ રહ્યા, ઓપોઝિશન ના થયું એટલે આ ઓછા થતા નહીં ગયા અને આ કન્ટિન્યુ રહ્યું, તો એને શું કહેવાય? ઓમેગા n. I am writing the definition, okay, or I will send it you again. Okay, I will send it you once I will plot some definition in the PDF file or in Word file. Okay, but that is two factor, that is zeta and omega. So that we have discussed it over here. This is the standard form of your second order system, omega n square upon s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Generally we are taking omega n square from the constant part કે જે તમારા denominator ની અંદર આવશે એ આવશે. અહીંયાનો જે છે એ omega n નહીં લઈએ. Why? Because it might happen that the k will be multiplied over here, which is not actually there. Okay, it might be invisible term. So we will be taking omega n like over here. Then you will be having the coefficient of 2 zeta omega n of your s. So this is nothing but your zeta. Now I want to analyze the second order system by giving the step input. Okay, so what I will do, I will take one system, making the title analysis of second order system by giving step input. Okay, so suppose I am taking one system in which your GS is equal to this omega n square upon s into s plus 2 zeta omega n upon this plus minus. So if I am finding out CS upon RS, it will be like this, omega n square upon s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega. Okay, CS upon RS will be looking like this. So this is your standard form of your second order equation. Now I want to find out the roots of this equation. So it will be minus b plus or minus root delta upon 2 into a. So minus b, okay, I want to find out over here. So minus b is nothing but 2 into zeta omega n plus or minus root delta b square minus 4ac 4 zeta square omega n square minus 4ac, a is equal to 1, c is equal to omega n square divided by 2 into a is nothing but 2. Okay, so it will be minus 2 zeta omega n plus or minus 4 છે, રૂટ ની બહાર નીકળી જશે, it will be 2 under root zeta square omega n square minus omega n square divided by 2. Okay, 2 I am taking common over here, so it will be minus 2 zeta omega n plus or minus 2 नहीं आवे, minus zeta omega n plus or minus omega n square I am taking common, it will be zeta square minus 1 divided by 2. 2 to get cancel out, so it will be minus zeta omega n plus or minus omega n square नहीं आवे because it is a root, so it will be omega n zeta square minus 1 divided by 1. Okay, now what little change I am doing, I want to convert into a complex one. Okay, so I am taking minus over here or multiplying this as a minus over here, so I can write in this way, zeta omega n plus or minus j omega n, અહીંયાની સાઇન બદલાઈ જશે, 1 minus zeta square. So this will be the two roots for your second order system. Okay. Done. Now this two roots I am naming as these roots we are naming as, this part I am naming as alpha and omega d. What is omega d and what is alpha we will tell later. It is nothing but alpha and omega d. So right now I am writing alpha is equal to minus zeta omega n and omega d is equal to omega n under root 1 minus zeta square. Okay, so not minus, so your S1 S2 will be minus alpha plus or minus j omega d. I have just compared it with over here. Okay, so your alpha and omega d, this will be useful in future, so I am just given a name itself. આખું ના લખવું પડે એટલા માટે આને alpha લખ્યો અને omega d લખ્યો. Now I will apply CS upon RS is equal to omega n square upon s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Which input we are talking about? RS is equal to 1 upon S. We are talking about step input. So multiplying it over here, CS is equal to 1 upon S into omega n square upon S square plus 2 zeta omega n into S plus omega n square. Okay. In order to find out C of t, what we have to do? We have to take the help of partial fraction. So again, with the help of maths, you can find out the partial fraction. So if I want to find out partial with the help of partial fraction method, so it will be equal to A upon S plus BS plus C divided by S square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. S square वाली term आवे, you need to use this formula that you have learned in your mathematical subject, maths 1 or maths 2. I don't know what is actually. Okay, so now we need to find out A, B, C, A as well as B and C. Okay, with the help of partial fraction, what you have to do? You just need to cross multiply it and you have to find out you have to compare the numerator and the denominator. Denominator will be the same, but the numerator will be different. Okay, so it will be like this: A into S square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square plus S into BS plus C is equal to omega n square. Okay, so you just need to multiply all this coefficient over here, open the bracket, okay, and just take together all the S square terms, then S terms, and then constant term, and match with your right hand side term. Okay, if I am doing so, I will be getting, you need to complete this as a part of homework also. So I will be getting A is equal to 1, B is equal to minus 1, and C is equal to minus 2 zeta omega n. Okay, rewriting over here, A is equal to 1, B is equal to minus 1, and C is equal to minus 2 zeta into omega n. Okay, done. So I will write it over here. CS is equal to E upon S, that is 1 upon S plus minus S minus 2 zeta omega n. Okay, so it will be minus 2 zeta omega n divided by S square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. But what is the value of your alpha? Alpha ni value શું છે? Alpha value is zeta omega n. I am putting it over here. 1 upon S taking minus quantity, અહીંયાથી હું minus quantity, ચલો let us say put it plus only, minus s minus 2 alpha. Can I say zeta into omega n is equal to this s square plus 2 alpha into s plus omega n square. Can I write like this? Taking minus quantity over here, 1 upon s minus s plus 2 alpha divided by s square plus 2 alpha s plus omega n square. C of s, we have got this. So if you look clearly over here, something is missing, because you will be having a first term, you will be having a second term, but the third term is not associated with your final equation. That means which term is missing? Last term is missing. So what you have to do, we have to find out the last term. So equation of the last term is what? Last term is equal to middle term whole square divided by 4 into first term. Middle term whole square divided by 4 into square. Okay, so it is nothing but 4 into, there will not be s, wait, just a mistake, last term is equal to middle term whole square, so it will be 2 alpha divided by square divided by 4 into first term. First term is nothing but 1 only, so it will be 1 only, so it will be 4 alpha square, so it will be square divided by 4, so it will be alpha square. Okay, so I will put the last term over here. If I am putting the last term, I need to subtract it, કારણ કે આમાં છે નહીં. If I am adding it, I need to subtract it. So I am writing it over here again also. So your C of s is equal to 1 upon s. C of s is equal to 1 upon s minus s plus 2 alpha divided by s square plus 2 alpha s plus omega n square. Okay, I have rewritten the equation, so it will be s plus 2 alpha divided by s square plus 2 alpha s, the last term we have got alpha square, plus omega n square. We have added it separately, so we have to minus it. Okay, 1 upon s plus 2 alpha divided by s plus alpha whole square plus omega n square minus, what is the value of alpha? Zeta into omega n. I am putting it over here. It will be 1 upon s plus 2 alpha divided by s plus alpha whole square plus omega n square minus zeta square omega n square. 1 upon s minus s plus 2 alpha s plus alpha whole square plus omega n square, taking omega n square quantity common, 1 minus zeta square. Okay, now what we have got the value of omega d. Omega d is equal to omega n under root 1 minus zeta square. So now what will be the value of omega d square? Omega d square will be omega n square into bracket 1 minus zeta square. Omega d square is equal to omega n square 1 minus zeta square. So I can write 1 upon s plus 2 alpha upon s plus alpha whole square plus omega d square. Done. Why I am doing so? Because I need to find out C of t. C of t ત્યારે જ find out થશે કે જ્યારે તમારે inverse Laplace લઈ શકશો ત્યારે. Okay, so we need this kind of a terminology. Okay, if you want to this kind of a terminology, we will be having some terms. तो आवी term क्या रे आवे छे? It might happen that you will be having a cosine term or sine term. Then you will be having your you can find out the inverse Laplace. So what I will do, there will be 2s plus 2 alpha. So again I will be separating 2 alphas over here, s plus alpha divided by s plus alpha whole square plus omega d square plus alpha upon s plus alpha whole square plus omega d square. Okay, so you need to complete this in your notebook, because after this there will be some trigonometry or some inverse Laplace rule, and Laplace rule will be applicable. So I am putting as it is. Once you are okay with the earlier calculation or the earlier derivation, I will be continuing this lecture. Okay, so it is not completed yet, but we are going to complete in the next lecture. But before that, you need to have idea about this thing. Okay, so we will complete in the next class. Thank you.